Welcome to Broken Tusk Rising, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition actual play in the Galarian campaign setting. We're playing through the Quest for the Frozen Flame adventure path.
I'm Shaun, and I'm playing Andreas Witchborn, the human magus.
I'm Jessica, and I'm playing Xankath, the halfling fighter.
I'm Janette, and I'm playing Jonesy, the human cleric.
This is Josh, and I'm playing Korgo, the human barbarian.
Last time on Broken Tusk Rising, the heroes were sent to collect water for the Green Moon ceremony, but arrived at the Gornok River to find a mysterious spear jammed into the riverbank and ash contaminating the river. Picano, an arrogant scout in training from House Falcon, claimed the spear and challenged the others to a wrestling match. Picano pinned Jonesy, but the aging magus Andreas defeated Picano, and Picano conceded the spear. Picano then filled 2 containers with the ashen water and headed back to camp. The remaining 4 scouts in training headed upstream, hoping to determine the source of the ash or to find clean water. Instead, they were pranked by a Loblobi, or Loblobi, and a water mephit, who attacked when the party stopped playing along. The heroes defeated the creatures and carefully examined some magic items, as well as the corpse of a Kellid woman that had been jammed into a hollow log. The woman's cause of death is unclear, but she has distinctive burn scars on her face, and the corpse clearly spent a significant amount of time underwater. She is also missing a hand, and the party had found a severed hand dangling from the spear in the riverbed, as well as a leather banner with an emblem of a mammoth wreathed in flame. The heroes were not sure what this meant, but Andreas had some good news after inspecting the magic items that they'd found. The Mud Lily would soil or clean its user, and the Hunter's Bane talisman would allow the wearer to sense the direction of an undetected attacker. And I forgot to mention something else. The spear that you found is also magical.
Ooh.
Andreas determines that it has a potency rune, making it a +1 weapon.
Awesome.
Hey.
Is there anybody in this party that would consider themselves to be a spear user?
I mean, I could use it, but I don't consider myself a spear user.
So I'm two-handed.
I don't think Saturday would approve.
Korgo, you want a spear?
Korgo will take it.
All right.
I thought maybe you could just throw it out. All right. So Korgo will take the +1 spear. And I think Jonesy took the talisman.
Yes.
Xankath had the Mud Lily. I don't know if she still wants it now that she knows what it does.
Do I know both properties? Cleans and dirties?
That's right.
Okay.
Andreas explained it to you last time.
Okay.
So if you just keep it a little bit dirty, it'll keep you clean.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it a little dirty and pin it in my hair.
I was going to ask about this Hunter's Bane. It looks like I can only use it once.
Yeah, single-use talisman.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you can see my screen there, right? Just thought you might want to see Picano.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah,
He's
okay.
cool.
He's way more built, I was thinking.
And Whippa.
That's Whippa. Okay. That helps. I was actually going to ask today for if there's character art for anybody.
So that's Grandfather Awa.
Oh.
Okay, cool.
Sweet.
He's younger than I imagined,
Yeah,
actually.
the picture is really underselling how ancient he is.
There's a little bit of elven in him.
You've got your magic items allocated. The grayish water continues to float by. What would you like to do?
So we went upstream away
That's right.
from where we were with Picano to find this little area, right?
That's right.
I think Andreas still is curious about this ash in the water. He's very curious about this dead body.
And you've got that banner, too.
This is a strange conundrum and a mystery. If this water is poisoned by something upriver, we need to figure it out. The supply lines are some of the most important things for a traveling group of warriors. I think we need to continue up the river.
I do agree. However, if we are to believe the Loblobi, it did imply that the source of the fire was several days upriver. I fear we do not have the time for that at the moment.
Did he say several days?
Yeah, he said that it was a couple days.
Oh.
Yep, that's right.
Good memory.
Thanks. I have it all. It's all D&D knowledge up here. There's no actual knowledge.
No real world information.
Well, in that case, does anyone have a suggestion for how we could maybe filter some of this water before, as it fills the jug? We could take something back at least, but
Use the flour.
Would that work? We could pin the mud lily to the basket and carry it and see if that helps.
Come on, it's magic. It'll work.
Mike, do I think that would work with the way the mud lily works?
As described, the mudflower only cleans people and their clothing. If you could find a way for her to wear the water, then you could maybe use it to clean the water. Perhaps if you soaked her clothes and then squeezed the water out of her clothes, I don't really have any ideas there.
Yes, we could use a garment of some sort to filter the water before filling it.
Yeah, that's a more straightforward solution, simply using some cloth as a filter. And then you could have Xankath wear the cloth and it would become clean.
Be so handy.
All right, Will. It's a good idea as any, Jonesy.
Yes, it will filter the ash, but not E. coli. But I mean, a little bit of bacteria is good for everyone.
Got to keep those white blood cells working their best.
Xankath will pull out of her backpack a fairly nice-looking black cloak. Nobody's seen it before, but she offers it. Here, you can use this to strain the water. As long as I can clean it afterwards, it should be fine.
So Andreas will drape stretch the cloak over the opening of the jug, cinch it on there maybe with a piece of rope or something like that so it doesn't slip away, and he'll dunk the jug, trying to fill it
Okay.
as best he can through that.
Let's just assume that works fairly well. It's probably not perfectly clear, but you've definitely cleaned it up. So that was a clever solution. While you're doing that, is anybody else doing anything else? You've already searched the area pretty thoroughly. Is there anything else you want to do while you're here?
We should probably do something about the body, or did we already do that?
Yeah, we gave it a sky burial.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, we set up, but you never prayed for it.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay. So Jonesy will go and say a prayer over the body while
Okay.
you are filtering the water, Andreas.
What do you say?
He says,
Oh, Saren Ray, please accept this not malformed, but damaged goods. And please ensure that it does not become a zombie. I've seen this happen, and it's quite terrifying. So let it be cleansed, and may she find her way to the whatever place.
Boneyard.
The boneyard, thank you. Yes. May she find her way to the boat, and not a zombie.
Great. I think that wraps things up here. Do you want to head back to camp now?
I think that's best.
Yeah?
We can't let Picano get back too soon before us.
You begin the walk back to camp, arriving early in the afternoon. As you draw close, you again see Whippa on the outskirts of the camp. This time, she's bent down, teaching children about something. You can't tell what. But as you approach, she smiles and says, you have the water? Did you find anything else? Is everything all right?
No, it's terrible.
Oh?
We found a body out there. It was missing a hand. We gave it a sky burial, but we're not certain who it was. They did have a rather peculiar symbol I've not seen before.
A symbol? What kind of symbol?
Yes, did we take the symbol?
Yes, I have it right here.
And I kept it. Gave Korgo the spear, but Andreas kept the banner, and he unfurls it to show Whippa.
I guess everyone make a perception check.
It's Whippa's turn to play. Do I recognize that emblem?
no.
Forgot about that. We need some game show music.
16.
16 for Xankath.
Jonesy got a 14.
14 for Jonesy.
Korgo rolls a 21.
21.
And Andreas is admiring the painting on the banner, and he got a 10.
He doesn't pay any attention to that. So, Xankath and Korgo, you see that her face goes a little bit pale. And she says, yes, well, wrap that back up and take it with you when you take the water to Grandfather Eowa.
You think we should show it to him?
Certainly, yes, you should show it to him. And you
Whippa?
probably don't need to tell anyone else about it until you've shown him.
Whippa, is there something you're not telling us about this banner?
It is not my place to discuss that.
Very well.
But I do have something else for you. As you can see here, I am teaching these young ones how to make important basic snares. And we would be pleased if you would join us.
I seem to have forgotten most of the rest of the basic training, so I suppose a little refresher wouldn't hurt.
So here's what we're going to do. Whippa is going to teach you how to make 3 basic snares.
Ooh, cool.
A caltrop snare, a battering snare, and a poison barbs snare. And she has enough supplies for each of you to build 1 of each type. Even if you are not trained in crafting, you can attempt to build these snares. I think that Andreas is the only one of you who is trained in craft.
Yes, the demons at the World Wound use snares all the time to try to catch us unawares. I would be most interested to see how these things work.
So what you need to do is first I need you each to decide, are you going to try to make all 3? And you can do that. There's no reason not to. She has enough supplies. You can also try to help someone else on their attempt to craft a snare. However, as with any aid attempt, there's a chance that if you crit fail, you could actually make things more difficult for them.
I will obviously aid you, Andreas.
Well, thank you, Jonesy.
Very good at dictating.
You don't gain the crafting feat or anything else from this, but here you can make up to 3 snares for each of you, and then you can use them later. I guess we should see who's aiding first. So apparently Jonesy is aiding.
Xankath's just gonna do it herself.
Okay. So Jonesy, go ahead and roll a craft check to aid Andreas.
7.
Okay, it's not a crit fail. It's close. It's not a crit fail. But you are not able to help Andreas with his attempt to craft his first snare, which is the caltrop snare.
Doing it wrong, sir. Stop. If you just extend it a line.
Get your fingers out of...
I'm pretty sure.
I have no light, Jonesy. I need light.
I think you're supposed to cut it right there, actually.
That's not long enough. This one's racked.
I'll be right back. Eat it when you get this way.
So, Andreas, go ahead and roll your first craft check.
Okay, I got an 18.
Nice.
Nice.
That is a success. You have successfully crafted a caltrop snare.
Ooh, nice.
Do you want to try the next one?
Oh, absolutely. I want to load up.
Is Jonesy going to try to help on this one, too?
Yes, I'm back.
Where'd you come from?
I feel a bit better.
That was a craft check. Oh, dang.
Oh,
I
no.
rolled
That is a critical failure. So what does Jonesy do to screw up this attempt to help Andreas?
He comes back, but he's not really looking where he's going. He gets distracted by the children, and he starts waving at them like, hello, hello. And then he trips over Andreas and breaks apart whatever he had started working on for that snare.
All right, so you make this next attempt with a -1 penalty, Andreas.
A -1. Oh, great.
Jonesy, I told you to watch where you're going. Look at this.
Ooh.
8 becomes a 7.
I got an 8.
I'm sorry, but the children, they were so cute.
That was the coolest sounding one, too.
Oh,
Yes, I'm afraid the battering snare does not work. You are not successful in crafting that one. You've got one more snare to make.
I'm doing this one by myself, Jonesy. Back off.
are you certain? I can't possibly keep rolling terrible.
Get your fingers out of here.
Oh, my... All right, now I'll go help this child over here.
The child says, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Are you sure?
Thanks.
Quite good.
That time I got a 12.
12 is not a success either, I'm afraid. Not a terrible disaster, but you are not able to build the poison barbs snare.
Fair enough.
But you got one out of it. You got the caltrop snare,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. All right, who wants to go next? Jessica, you said that Xankath is going to make her own without
Yep.
any assistance.
Would you like my help?
Without any assistance.
Very good.
Jonesy wants to help.
Sure, I would not turn it down. I am not very good at this sort of thing, but...
And
Please
helping
try.
here is a crafting check, so Andreas would be good at helping other people.
Yeah, maybe Andreas should do
I'm
that.
very busy. I have an appointment with my eye doctor.
That's a 22 to aid.
Nice.
All right, so
Gracious.
you get a +1.
With the +1, that's a 4.
Some people can't be
Okay,
helped.
so that is a critical failure. However, there's no consequence here, as far as I can tell, for critically failing your craft check.
I'm pretty sure I managed to tie my hands together somehow. It's awkward. It's embarrassing.
Andreas is trying to help, but she's just not getting it.
This is the cool one. I want it to work.
That's a 20 to aid.
Ooh.
All right, you've got +1 again.
With the +1, that's a 6.
All right, well, she's doing a little
I
better.
think snare making is just something you have to do by yourself. I'm walking away now.
Okay.
I do appreciate the assistance, Andreas. I can't get my hands around this.
Andreas, you're hurting her feeling. Doing good.
She hurt my finger.
Oh, no. Well, never mind.
Okay, last one. Hey, this one's better. It's still a fail, but it's a 12.
Okay, 12. You're almost there, but you can't quite get the poison barb snare either.
Well, fiddlesticks.
Korgo, what are you doing? Korgo, are you seeking help, or are you doing this on your own?
Korgo would love help.
Oh, okay. Well, whose help are you soliciting, or is anybody volunteering?
I don't think you want Xankath's help.
Oh, come on.
Only one of you has successfully crafted one snare so far.
Korgo, are you able to follow directions? If I tell you to cut a thing a certain length, are you going to do it properly?
Yes, sir.
That's right. All right.
That's a natural 20 for 25 crafting to aid.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is a +2 for Korgo's attempt.
Good
Okay,
instructions.
Korgo's rolling a d20 +2. That's a 4.
Korgo does
Fantastic.
not cut things to the specified length.
Wait, but what do you do when your pupils are acting like absolute morons?
I patiently help them try again.
Oh, man, you dropped it on my
That's
foot. Come on.
another natural 20.
Oh, no, you
Oh
wasted
my
all
god.
Another aid. So, Korgo, if you don't get this one, you owe me.
+2.
Where were all these rolls when you were doing it yourself?
When you do something untrained, do you not even get your ability score bonus?
You only get your ability score bonus.
Oh, but he has a +0.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, way to rub it in. All right, rolling a d20 +2 again. Oh, an 8.
Oh.
All right,
Nope.
let's use it. Come on, let's use a hero point. We don't suck this much.
Oh, a hero point. Yeah, everybody. I guess your hero points refresh at the beginning of each session.
Don't use a hero point on crafting. It's
Yeah.
totally not worth it.
I've got 2 from earlier. I think. Can I carry those over or not?
Sure.
If I waste them on crafting, will you let me carry them over? Yeah, 19.
Hey.
Oh.
All right.
Much better.
You are successfully able to craft the battering snare.
Yeah, we were only making battering snares because
Yes.
that's awesome.
But that means there's one more snare to build, though.
Hey, old man, look, we did it. Are you proud of me?
I'm excessively proud of you, Korgo. This is the finest battering snare I've seen in years.
Good. Not that I needed your approval, but then he does a little fist bump behind his back real quick. Then he turns over and all right, help me again.
All right, this is the last time, though. I'm running out of fingernails to hold on to things.
17.
A +1.
Oh, 15.
Hey, you did it again.
Yeah.
Korgo crafts a poison barb snare.
Hey, we got one of each.
Nice.
Yeah, with a 15, Korgo crafts a poison barb snare. The battering snare does 2d6 bludgeoning damage, unless the target passes a reflex save. And the poison barb snare does 1d4 piercing damage, and then does poison damage. You know, these are possibly very useful.
Awesome.
So that means nobody left but Jonesy. Does Jonesy want to try to craft any snares?
Oh, even though I ate it, I can still try?
You can still, yeah, if I'm reading this correctly.
My guess is that you're either supposed to do it yourself or aid somebody, but we've already kind of thrown that out.
Well, let's
Right,
see
that's
here.
true, because you aided everyone.
Are all the children holding up perfectly good snares and we've got just junk all over the ground?
100% what I was thinking.
I made a macaroni man.
We've wasted so much stuff.
It's Macaroni Mike.
Fusilli Jerry.
All right, well, step aside. I feel like I've washed enough of these to know what I'm doing.
Jonesy, let me help you with that.
Let me read again and make sure I haven't screwed this up.
Too late. You already let Andreas aid 2 times.
At least I'll know whether I screwed it up or not. It says Whippa doesn't mind if the characters aid one another in building them, and that's it. That's all it says.
Cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh.
18 to aid.
Right, I understand.
That aids. +1.
Oh, no, I should have cut it here.
Nope.
24 to aid.
Okay, this one's easier. I got this one.
It's still just a +1. You need a 25 to get a +2.
Natural one.
Oh, no.
Jonesy, my toe.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just...
Jonesy rolls a natural 1 for a crit failure, and I guess the battering snare goes off, but there's no real crit failures here, so nobody gets hurt.
Sorry, I thought I was supposed to throw it at you.
Not yet.
And a 15 for the final.
+1.
Wow, these are bad rolls. An 8.
I feel ya.
Another failure.
I feel ya.
Yeah. Apparently Foundry only likes Shaun.
I mean, I was using actual dice.
That's true.
So,
But did you know that dice only like Shaun too?
That's not true.
I mean, they might, quite frankly, it would not surprise me.
You managed to craft, 2 snares?
3.
One of each.
3 snares. Andreas successfully crafted a caltrip snare, and Korgo successfully crafted a battering snare and a poison barb snare. Well done.
Perfect. Now we can forget about them. I'm just kidding.
Whippa says, "Well done. You have learned a great deal about snares by making them, but there is more to learn. Some of you have learned more than others. Now you must appreciate what they can do. Andreas, set your snare on the ground in front of you."
Oh, but I just made it.
"Yes.
Oh, okay.
And Andreas,
If you are willing, I will not require you to do this,
Oh, no.
but if you are willing, set your snare on the ground in front of you."
All right.
he takes it out of its carefully wrapped little bundle and stakes it into the ground, and then it hops back, where he's just gonna launch at him.
"Now, trigger your snare and avoid the effect if you can."
Okay.
Put your foot in it, sir.
Do it.
He's.
You do not have to do this if you are not comfortable
I
with
just
this.
picture him being really nervous about it.
This is so hardcore, Whippa. Awesome.
It's like hazing back at the army barracks.
He slowly creeps up to it, sticking his toe out, pops the trigger on it.
When you do this, the trap triggers and it flings caltrops all around you, and you basically can't move. You have to make an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics. Oh, no.
There's a bunch of blind children.
Okay. I'll put my foot here.
And I rolled a 4.
The dice know.
Andreas, unfortunately, steps right onto a caltrop, and he takes 1 point of damage, piercing damage, and 1 persistent bleed damage until he takes an action to pull it out.
Oh, no.
I'll do that right now.
Okay, let's just assume you immediately pull it out.
Oh, sick. That was an artery.
In my foot.
Sir, are you all right?
Foot artery.
Book doesn't actually say this, but I'm going to assume she'll help you reset it so you can keep the snare and reuse it another
But
time.
Whippa, he has a boo-boo. We have to take care of it.
Yes, please take care of the injury, and then I will help you reset the snare.
Thank you very much, Whippa.
Andreas sits down and is nursing his foot. I mean, I'm down 5 hit points total because I took some acid damage last time, so if you want to treat wounds on me, I would not turn you away.
Of course, I can't let you bleed on me.
Just do medicine.
I can just heal you.
Yeah, but what if there's a fight?
Okay.
All right, I'll suck the poison out.
Korgo, I don't think there's any poison. We created that trap ourselves. I don't believe there was poison involved.
21.
All right, so Jonesy rolls a 21 for a medicine check.
He carefully bandages up your foot. Gives your toe a little kiss.
How much does that heal?
So treat wounds is a medicine skill action. As long as she beats a 15, she heals me for 2d8 hit points.
Wow.
Woo, that's a
Yeah,
good
it takes
deal.
10 minutes of time. And if after making that check, the first aider can then choose to spend the entire rest of the hour, whatever the roll is doubled.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I remember that from Carrion Hill.
5 hit points.
Perfect.
Oh, Jonesy, you know exactly how to help a man out. Thank you so much.
He just smiles at you, his eyes kind of watery.
Does Korgo want to do this?
Can't be shown up by Andreas, so yeah. Let's set up the battering ram up in the air. Okay.
This snare is a flat rock or metal plate, I guess in this case it's a flat rock, held in place with a spring or flexible branch. And when triggered, the flat object swings wide and smacks the triggering creature violently. So, you step on the plate, make a reflex save.
Ready. Here I go. 15.
15. Just short.
Oh!
You are just short. You know it's coming. You almost dodge out of the way. You are so close, but you don't manage it. And the stone swings around and smacks you in the leg, and you take 3 points of damage.
Oh, well, it works.
Is that an artery, Korgo?
Yeah, right. The foot artery, it's damaged.
Whipper's gone mad.
She will help you reset that as well.
She's mad with power. It's the child.
Whippa helps you reset your traps and says, "Again, well done. Avoiding the snare teaches you about the limitations of the snare. Being struck by the snare teaches you about the threat the snare presents. I am proud of all that you have learned." She reaches into a pouch and pulls out a handful of stones and gives one to Korgo and one to Andreas. "To commemorate your bravery, I give you a worry stone.
Oh, thank you.
Do not forget to take the water to Grandfather Ewa and show him the banner." And she goes back to helping the children with their snares. Andreas, you look at this stone, you realize it is just a small, smooth malachite. It's probably worth about 5 gold pieces.
Put it in my character sheet.
I will do that at some point.
I can do it.
All right, so what's next?
I'm starting to think we should report Whipper.
Yeah, to labor services.
That was intense. I hope she's not doing the same thing with the children.
I hope she is.
Yeah, was Korgo's kid there?
You didn't see Brom there.
He's a little young for this. I mean, I'm sure he could take a good rock to the noggin, but
Brain damage is how you know you're growing up.
It is a rite of passage.
Or maybe how you forget you're growing up.
All right, so Andreas will hoist the water jug over his shoulder again and head for Grandfather Ewa with whoever wants to come.
Okay. You head to his tent, take the water up there.
Yep.
Grandfather Ewa and Letsua come outside of the tent to greet you. And you unload the water. And Grandfather Ewa, he's aware of the ash in the water that Picano brought back, and he notices that yours is a bit cleaner, and he nods approvingly. But you show him the banner.
Yeah.
You show him the banner, and he and Letsua exchange a strange look. And he says, "This is surprising. Perhaps we will discuss this later. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. For now, you still have tasks left to complete." You remember the 3 tasks you were asked to complete?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
We remember that, Grandfather Iowa, but if there's a threat out there, we need to know about it.
Yes.
What if I go to capture a tapir and I get attacked by a rival following?
Yes, I don't think we mentioned that we did find a body out there as well.
Can you describe this body?
Yes, it was quite waterlogged. The handle appeared to be torn off, which is much worse than being sliced. I'm pretty sure she still had like a face.
She had burns on
She had burns on her face, yes, and she had hair, and she was wearing clothing, and she had that symbol on her, and we also found a spear, and Picano was terrified. He wasn't there even, was he?
He said something about learning from this banner.
Yes, that's what he said. He seemed intrigued by it, actually.
He, again, exchanges a look with Letsua and says, "This is all very important. We have much to discuss. But for now, carry out your duties."
What time should we come back?
When you have completed all 3 tasks.
All right.
Got it.
You had 2 more tasks. One was to capture some tapirs, and one was to scout out Rockloom. And I think you said you wanted to save Rockloom for last.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what we were thinking.
The next step in your tasks of finding these tapirs is to find Emic. They said that you should go talk to Emic, who is a young girl who helps take care of the animals, and she would lead you toward the tapirs and give you some helpful information.
Do we know where Emic usually is in the camp?
Usually tending the herd.
Okay, I head that way.
Xankath, you probably know her better than anyone. You know that she loves all the animals, and she loves to brush the woolly mammoth's coats. You also know that she's small for her age, maybe 9 winters old, and she struggles to get along with the other children. She seems to have some difficulty socializing with them. But you head toward the mammoth herd, and you find her talking to what must be a young mammoth, although it still towers over all of you. The creature is gently plucking at the new grass, and Emic speaks to it continuously. Yes, they're coming, and it's okay. They're not here for you, they're here for me. I know that Twisted Tusk was irritated with you, but you poked him when he didn't want to play. You'll just have to make it up to him. I have to talk to them now. And then she turns to you. Hi, I hear you're going to capture some tapirs. You are going to capture them, not just kill them, right? That's so much better.
That is what we have been sent to do.
Let me tell you
Emic,
about
and
Second Gray here. I call him that because he's the second mammoth that we have that's all gray. The first one is just called Gray. We didn't call him First Gray because we didn't know there would be a second one.
That's an excellent...
I know you think that all the mammoths are gray, right? Well, they're not. Most of them are more of a brown color with just bits of gray. Some of them look gray, but that's just dirt.
Well, I find it interesting that
They may be hard for you to tell apart, but every one is unique. Let me tell you about all of them. We can walk to the grove where the tapirs were last seen while I explain.
Emic... Okay, very well, as long as we're going towards the tapirs. Please, go on.
She begins walking out west while you're talking, continuing to talk about the mammoths. Now, what do you want to do? Do you want to ask her anything or just listen, or what do you want to do?
I mean, as long as she's talking about tapirs, I'll let her go, but if she's...
She is talking about mammoths.
Okay. Emic, darling, could you please give us some information about the tapirs so that we can be sure to capture and not kill them?
What do you think I'm talking about? Why don't people just listen?
Well, you were talking about mammoths, dear. We'd like to know
Tusk
about
is grumpy
tapirs.
because Short Snout stole some of his fodder while he wasn't looking. Short Snout did that because Grombo bullied him and took some of Short Snout's food. Grombo can get away with that, though,
Emic?
because he's higher in
Emic?
status. You understand?
Emic.
Listen.
Emic.
The others can't
Emic.
really do much about it, at least not on their own, because of his high status. If Grombo does that too
Tapirs.
much, he might make any of the others
Tapirs.
angry, so he has to be careful.
Emic. Emic, dear. Tapirs. Tell us about the tapirs.
Listen, I'm talking about the animals. Status matters.
You're talking about yeah. I mean, that is good to know, but could you be more specific about the tapirs and not the mammoths?
She continues. There was this one time with Mother Tooth.
Jonesy will kind of tap Xankath.
Perhaps sweet or something. Children like that sort of stuff.
She's just going to keep talking. The question is, do you want to listen?
Korgo's listening. He's into the status bits. He gets
Okay.
it because he took an uncommon feat at level 1.
Okay. Make a will save.
It's that bad. I got an 11.
An 11. You have failed. You try to continue listening, but her prattling turns into a continuous drone, and your attention wanders, and it seems like the walk to the wooded grove that she's trying to take you to just takes forever. However, the next time you have a spare feat available, Korgo, you may take the tame animal feat.
He already has it.
You already have it. What we're going to do for Korgo is we're going to let him swap that feat out. I should say, we're going to let him take the tame animal feat when he has a spare feat available, and we're going to swap out his current tame animal feat for something else. We're basically going to let him retrain right now.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah, because of the error from before.
Oh, like he wasn't supposed to have it.
Does anybody else want to try listening?
Yeah, Xankath is... Bless, she tries. She's
Get
trying.
you a free feat, y'all. Come on.
Andreas has, in his time, heard more than enough children prattling on and on. And he uses this opportunity to walk and meditate.
Okay, so he's not listening.
No.
Okay. Xankath, go ahead and roll your will save.
That is an unnatural 20.
Wow, okay. You force yourself to continue listening, but in time you realize that Emic is not just rambling. She is laying out for you the complex social order of the mammoths and their perception of morality, and even how Emic uses this information to help take care of the herd. And, Xankath, you may immediately add the tame animal feat to your character sheet for free.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
Good job.
Cool. I don't know how to do that.
I don't either.
You can just drop it into the bonus feats on your character sheet, and it'll create a new slot for you.
Cool.
Jonesy, are you trying to listen, or are you also letting your attention wander?
I feel like Jonesy would listen for a bit, but probably get distracted. I almost want to give myself like a -2. Just because he'd start looking around and stop paying attention to the child. But I think he'll try.
Well, let's see what
He will
happens.
try. So it's a will save.
A will saving throw, that's right.
Do you get a +9 to this? 13. Not great.
Unfortunately, you are not able to pay full attention. And eventually, like you said, you start to think about other things and you do not internalize the lesson.
He's like, Xankath had a very nice cloak. It's quite fine material, and
We should make sure we clean it really well.
Yes,
She's very helpful of her to lend us that.
it was very, very nice. Almost like a silk.
All of you may take the tame animal feat if you like when you next have a feat available. Only Xankath gets it for free immediately.
Oh, okay, cool.
Nice. Good job, Zanks.
Yay!
The edge of the forest that Emic leads you to has shrubs and smaller trees, but you are quickly enveloped by the dense canopy of conifers. Korgo, you've spent almost your entire life in the open tundra, so this is a little strange, but I presume you've been in the woods before. Emic has stopped talking and even stopped walking, and she points at the thick stand of trees nearby and says, "The giant tapirs are in there. Good luck." And she turns and heads back toward the camp.
Well, that seemed to be helpful.
So nice and quiet.
Yes.
It is very quiet.
Peaceful afternoon. She said they're in here. Well, let's do it.
Andreas will just stroll in.
Now, I want everyone to make a survival roll.
Why? Why does it have to be survival?
Got a +7.
You have a +7?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And I've been rolling terribly.
Yep, that's what I would expect.
What did Xankath get?
Xankath got a 3, total of 3, from a 1.
Andreas got a 19.
A 19 from Andreas. And what about Jonesy?
Jonesy got 18.
18. And Korgo?
14.
Jonesy and Andreas, you find a pair of tracks heading deeper into the woods. They belong to 2 tapirs, and they're definitely giant tapirs, but they're also not fully grown. Judging by the distance between the tracks, you think they're trotting at a rapid gait, and therefore they're probably healthy. What do you want to do?
See this here, Korgo? That's a track. It's made when something heavy pushes its foot down into the mud.
Well described.
Oh, okay. Got it.
And what I'm doing right now is called mansplaining.
Oh.
So what do you want to do? You can see these tracks lead into the woods.
You can see that the tapirs are obviously just up ahead. Follow these tracks. Which one of us is going to go first?
Nah.
I could do that.
All right, Zanks, go for it. I think you're the one to do it. We seem to be paying attention to that little girl, so...
I'm going to quietly move forward,
Wait, before you go,
but not yet.
is it worth blessing you for this?
You get a stat bonus to attack rolls. No, I thought maybe that was skill checks.
Never mind, you're good.
And he taps
Do you
you
have
on your
guidance?
back. Don't.
No, give it to her. She needs the blessing.
You go get that thing.
Thank you, Jonesy.
So, Xankath steps carefully onto the trail, moving ahead.
Quietly.
Are you actually moving so quietly that you're using stealth, or are you just...
Yes, I would love to do that.
All right, let's see a stealth check.
That's a 17.
Nice.
Nice, nice.
So you fairly quietly step into the woods, staying on the trail. Shaun, you want to explain all of the stealth rules?
I can do a Cliff Notes version.
Can you just mansplain it, please?
Yeah, just mansplain it.
Sure, do a Cliff Notes version because they're really complicated.
Okay. Stealth is a skill that you have.
Thank you.
What you're doing right now is actually sneaking.
What you're doing right now is actually playing this game called Pathfinder.
It's called Pathfinder. It's the 2nd edition, just so you're aware.
When you're sneaking, you're going half speed. You roll your stealth check. It should be secret, actually, against the perception DC of any creatures that you're currently hidden from. And if you roll under their perception DC, they detect that you're around. They might not be able to see you, but they know someone is there. You go and be completely undetected. They have no idea who, what, where, or what you are. They can't even hear you. You can be hidden, where they hear you or perceive you through smell or something like that, but they can't see you. You can be concealed, where they know where you are and can pinpoint the square you're in, but you might have like some mist in the way or something like that. Or you can be fully observed, where they know that's where you are right there in front of them.
Okay.
Excellent.
So she sneaks into the woods, and is everyone going behind her or just letting her sneak ahead?
I think Andreas would stay like 30 feet back. He doesn't want to step on a twig or something and ruin this whole joint.
Yeah, I think the same for Jonesy.
Xankath, the tracks mostly proceed in a straight line and then turn up ahead, though it looks like the animals occasionally stopped to nibble on the flora. Before long, however, you hear some disconcerting grunting coming from a clearing ahead. You want to look into that clearing?
I can see the tapirs from where I'm at.
Right.
So I'm going to sneak a little further. I still only see tapirs.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
The clearing is filled with ground cover that you're sure tapirs would like to eat, ferns, and some wild raspberries especially. There's a 20-foot wide pool on the northeast side of the clearing, and you see 2 large tapirs walking around it in a strange manner. They occasionally drop on their sides and shake their legs in the air. You've never seen this behavior before. The tapirs either haven't noticed you or don't care that you're there. What would you like to do?
I see you guys back there, and I look back, and I hold up 2 fingers, and I point into the clearing.
Jonesy shows you 2 fingers and points in the direction of the clearing and nods.
And Andreas puts a finger over his lips and like smiles and nods.
Xankath nods back.
And then he like does like a shooing motion, like, go, you can do it. You got this.
I creep further forward.
You creep further forward. The creatures continue this weird pacing, and they're shaking their paws. Each of them has a paw that they seem to be favoring, and they keep shaking it and stopping and rolling and shaking their paw. Something seems to be wrong with their feet.
Can I see what it is? Can I get a better look
From
at...
here, it's basically impossible from this distance to see what it is. To examine their feet, you would need to get close. But you could try to get close using that brand new tame animal feat that you just got.
Yes, I could. And you know what? I'm going for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
This'll be fine.
You need to make a nature check.
Hey, you guys know what my nature is? It's +2.
Well, you
Not
got
bad.
something.
That's not bad.
Yeah, this could be worse. Oh, 18.
Yeah.
Describe what you do to calm these animals as you creep toward them.
I move slowly towards them, and remembering the many things that Emic said, I'm speaking to them constantly. Don't worry, I'm here to help. I just want to see what's on your little paws and help you if I can. It's all right. Just slowly moving forward, hand out, like hand empty and out, and just very cautiously moving forward.
All right, so something about the way you're talking calms them down, and their eyes kind of roll around a little wildly, and then one of them sort of sits down and lifts up a foot for you.
I need to see what's going on.
I'm going to move a little bit up. Do I need to make a stealth? Or am I far away enough?
If you want to be unnoticed, then yes.
Okay, I do. Don't have a great stealth, but... Oh no, an 8.
All right, so Jonesy walks carefully up to the edge of the clearing, but steps on some twigs, and the snow crunches under his feet.
And he makes the, like...
I'm going to look at the held up paw. Can I tell what's wrong with it?
Yeah, immediately you see that embedded in the animal's foot is a poisoned barb. In fact,
Ooh.
it looks similar to the snare that Whippa taught you to make.
That's awkward.
You think the barb could be carefully removed, and someone who was able to build the poison barb trap for Whippa would probably be better at it.
The children were out here putting thorns in Tapirs' feet.
Just maiming animals all over the place.
Somebody has to do something about Whippa.
That's just out of control.
She's just wild.
She's a monster.
I'm going to look back at the group at Korgo, point to him, and wave him forward.
Korgo holds up 2 fingers. He points to the Tapirs and gives you a thumbs up.
Xankath size. And then does a big, motion for him to come.
Okay. He's coming.
And I'm going to be still talking to the tapir. We're going to help you. It's okay. This is my friend Korgo. He's going to help you take that nasty thing out of your paw.
Korgo, you can make a nature, survival, or thievery check to try to remove this barb.
Oh, if I knew thievery was an option.
And you get a +2 bonus because you were able to make the poison barb trap.
Oh, yeah, he's got a hook on him, so you gotta... Korgo can help Zanks instead, and he's a good helper.
And this is all up to you. If you want to help,
But
fine.
you get that +2 bonus. So,
You get
your
that +2.
survival would be a +6.
What's your thievery? Let's munchkin the heck out of this encounter. What's your total thievery?
+7.
Yeah, let's do that. So I'll attempt to aid your thievery. So Korgo's describing how the barbs look, and they're kind of hooked and how to best pull it out.
I want you to remember how my rolls have been thus far tonight.
No, you got this, Zanks.
The standard difficulty for an aid attempt is 20.
But Korgo gets +4 because he's super helpful like that. It's a human trait. It's a human. What's it called? Let me see what it's called.
It's your ancestry feat.
Ancestry feat. There you go.
So you have a +4 plus the skill? That's amazing.
Yeah. That's awesome.
You should be aiding all the time.
Yeah.
All right, this is a aid. I don't know what I got.
That didn't do it.
That did not do it. In fact, that was a critical fail.
Oh, whoops. Oh, they're actually straight. Sorry.
Xankath, you get a -1 on your attempt to remove this thing now.
Cool.
Those kids didn't know how to do it right, and they did it the wrong way.
That is a 19.
Nice.
Ooh.
Wow. Even with the penalty and everything. Nicely done. You are able to remove this barb very carefully. You work it free of this tapir's foot. The creature groans as you pull out the barb and then makes a wheezing sound and puts its foot back down gingerly, then applies more pressure and takes a few cautious steps. Then it snorts and charges toward you and begins nuzzling you with its wiggly snout.
I'm pretty short, and these seem like big creatures, so...
They are really big.
Watch out. It's going to eat you.
No, it's fine. It's a lover, not a fighter. And I just kind of scratch behind his ears.
The other tapir shuffles forward to allow you to remove the barb from its foot, and you are then able to remove that barb as well.
Cool. No second roll.
You barely survive the aggressive snuggling.
Excellent.
Korgo, you did very badly on that check, but nonetheless, you were trying to help her with these barbs. Make a survival check.
All right. That is a 13.
Yeah, you're thinking about these barbs and thinking about the trap, the snare that you made for Whippa. This looks a little different. You're not able to articulate what looks different because you didn't roll well enough, but you think that something is different about this compared to the traps that you made for Whippa.
I'm not sure these belong to our tribe. Maybe Brahm made this one. The dummy.
Why don't we keep hold of them and we can show it to Iwa grandfather or to Whipper and see what they think.
I mean, could I take a look?
Of course, I think it's safe now, other than the risk of being aggressively snuggled.
I'll take that any day.
Make a survival check.
Survival is a +3. Oh, nope, 11.
Nope. You reach the same conclusion as Korgo. Something looks different about these, but you can't articulate what it is.
Perhaps I could take a look. I do have a +7. I agree with Andreas.
Nope. With an 11, no. You are also not sure what looks different about these, but something is different.
I mean, if we're all getting in on this, just because it would be funny if I with my +2. I got a 21.
Oh, get out of here.
Xankath wonders, why are you all looking at these barbs so carefully? So she picks one up, and immediately she realizes this poison comes from a different plant. It's not the same kind of poison that Whipper was using. In fact, whatever plant this is coming from is not even found in this area. It's not even found in the plains or the forest.
Dun, dun, dun.
You also realize something else, though, Xankath. You realize that there are 2 pairs of human footprints in this area here.
Do they seem fresh?
They seem pretty recent. The Tapirs have trampled on some of them, but they seem relatively recent.
I turn to the others, who I assume are all gathered around now, and I say quietly, I don't believe that this is our following. This plant poison seems to be from not around here. Also, there are 2 sets of footprints here. Fairly fresh.
That's very strange. Xankath, are the tracks booted or are they bare?
I thought you knew everything about Prince, Andreas.
Sorry, I know everything about Prince.
Oh, yes, Prince. Of course, a great musician, Prince.
R.I.P. So, they are bare feet, which is not uncommon. Many people in your own tribe, your own following, go barefoot.
And Xankath is barefoot.
I never go barefoot.
Neither do I. Dirty habit.
Which seems kind of silly. Depends on the time of year.
Hurtful.
To each their own. It's probably quite fine.
One of the Tapirs starts sort of rooting around in the earth near this pool.
Yeah, let's take a look around this whole clearing. I mean, if there's some tracks and they've been trying to poison some of our tapirs, we should be able to come back with a little bit more information. Can we do like a perception? Take a look around everywhere?
Yeah.
Yep, make a perception check.
21 for Andreas.
Wow.
Everybody roll perception.
Jonesy got an 18.
Korgo will get down to Xankath's level. He's known Xankath like his whole life, basically, and she's never been super naturey. And he squints at her and he goes, "What'd you do with the real Xankath?"
Korgo, I just believe that you have been rubbing off on me after all this time.
Okay.
Xankath got a 23.
See what I mean?
Okay, so all of you immediately notice that this tapir is rooting around in the earth here, where there is in fact the trap that injured them in the first place. It appears to be trying to bury this trap.
Smart animal.
Can I collect it? Like, if I could roll, I don't know if I can roll like a high enough craft check. Can I?
It's already been triggered.
Oh yeah.
You can collect it without injuring yourself. Yes.
I'm going to try to get the tapirs away from it so they don't injure themselves further, and so that Andreas can deal with it.
Easily done.
Yeah. What I meant was if I could try to like collect it in such a way that I could then use it again.
Once triggered, I don't think they can be reset without.
Yeah, I think snares are done.
I'd have to recraft it essentially. No, that's fair. That's fair. I was just curious.
You do now have the materials that you could put one together again, though.
Oh, cool.
Andreas will collect the pieces of it as further evidence of an encroachment upon our territory.
All right, so you've been searching the area, trying to figure out exactly what happened here. You spent some time befriending and treating these injured animals. As you're getting ready, I think, to wrap up here and lead them back to the following, 2 human figures burst from the underbrush, charging at you with spears. Steal our prizes, will you? Die, broken tusk cowards!
No, you.
And we'll find out what happens in 2 weeks.
Oh no.
Thanks for listening to Broken Tusk Rising. You can help the podcast by giving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. by following us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, by chatting with us on Discord, and most of all, by supporting us on Patreon. That's at patreon.com/thehouseofbob. This show is possible due to all our patrons who get special zines, one-shots, episode commentary, and other stuff for supporting the podcast. Art for this episode is by Shaun Makes. Audio production and music are by me, Mike Hammock. Thanks for listening, and roll on.
Real quick question.
Yeah.
What are we doing about tracking ammo? Because I'm using bow and arrow.
Yeah.
How hard do I need to be working to track that?
Don't do it.
Right now, when you're away from the camp, track it.
Okay. That's kind of what I thought.
And when you return to camp, just bump it back up to 20.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yep.
I'll just assume you restock.
Yeah, they have plenty at the...
I can't read anything on there, Josh.
I don't know what that said, Josh.
It just looks like a white blur. I can't.
Nope.
It
Did you
doesn't.
draw boobs?
Go 60 minutes. It says 60 minutes.
I'm not watching 60 Minutes tonight. I'm playing D&D.
All right. Are we ready to get started?
Yes.
See.
Yep.
All right. My timer's going.
Mike, I don't have permission to give my spear to Korgo.
Oh, how do I change that?
I don't know.
Maybe you can give it to...
Did you guys ever play Baldur's Gate, the original Baldur's Gate?
A long time ago, yeah.
No.
There's a character in one of the towns in Nashville named Nuber, and every time you click on him, he says something, and he has 500 lines of dialogue, and you can just keep clicking on him, and he keeps talking and talking and talking, and if you click on him until he runs out of things to say, you get 3,000 experience points.
That's awesome.
Not bad.
Wow.
I never reached the end of that.
Oh, too bad. Great game.
So I can see Andreas. That one's on. Nope, that one's Jonesy. I'm not
Yep.
sure which
We're
symbol.
We're both in the same spot.
Okay. Oh, you're
Oh.
both in the same spot.
okay.
It's just tricky. I see.
Korgo's bloody corpse creeps forward.
Close my character sheet. I'm sorry, everyone. I don't know what I'm doing.
Why would you do that?
I don't know what I'm doing.
I'd have to recraft it, essentially. No, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. I was just curious.
Your fat fingers make it fall apart.
That was out of character, too. just point that out.
Your big carpenter hands.
Oh, geez.
Uh,
I was gonna name them. There's no time.
There's no time now. We ran out of time.
There will be time. We will save them, and there will be time.
their names are 2 weeks.
2 weeks.